Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Blind Boys Politics. Here with you for your Friday morning news show. Nicholas Rod, Chris Baker here, as always. And as always, once again, Chris, read us the weather.
In Los Angeles, California, it's partly cloudy and 57 with a sunny Saturday. Sunday, not so nice, so I won't mention the rain that you're getting. Oh, wait a minute. Houston, Texas, it's partly cloudy and 78 with a rainy weekend. Chicago, Illinois, partly cloudy 51 with a cloudy weekend. New York City, partly cloudy 64 and a sunny weekend.
All right. I like that 64.
Only if it will stay. Only if.
Tell me about it. But how are you doing today, Chris?
I'm glad it's Friday.
Yeah. Am I the only one who feels like it's been an extremely long week?
No.
Yeah.
And I only had a 4-day week this week.
Oh, jeez. You're lucky in that sense. I did not get that luxury.
I'm ready for a 7-day weekend.
Yeah, same here. I mean, the days as they've gone by feel like they've flown, but I look back on the week and it feels like it definitely, it feels like it's taken 2 years.
Okay, melodramatic.
I'm serious though. Like when I try to think back to Monday, I can't remember that day at all.
Oh, I can remember it perfectly clear.
Well, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you proud of that?
No, I wish I didn't have to remember Monday.
Poor you then.
Every day of the week is a poor me when I have to tolerate you.
And you didn't have to tolerate me on Monday, though.
But I do, somehow. Every single day, you creep into my messages. And every single day, I pray to the gods that I lose your number accidentally.
I'll disappear one of these days. Don't you worry.
Don't threaten me with a promise.
Oh, Jesus.
And one of the reasons that it was such a long week for Nick was because Nick had such a busy week. I mean, the House passed the stimulus, a lot of COVID news. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of COVID being a thing in the country. Nick's just been really busy, and I've been sitting on the beach with my feet up.
Oh, of course. You never left Hawaii.
I know. I really should come home, but I like watching you work. I just hope there is one day where I'm on vacation and Nick is busy with work that I don't have to do because I'm not on vacation.
So are we sticking with the theory that I'm your glorified secretary?
Oh, you think it's a theory? That's so cute. Would it make you feel better if I call you my intern?
Totally. That's the cat's yelling. The Elmer has made the decision for me, evidently.
Homer says you get paid more as an intern.
I think he was saying I get to be less of one, but I don't know. It's hard to tell with him some days.
Homer agrees that you're practically the peon of the company some days.
God.
But moving away from Nick being the glorified secretary and the intern and the peon, we got some actual news. The House has passed the stimulus. After hours of debate, the House has finally passed the stimulus package with a vote of 212 to 211, with no Republicans voting yes. The president did sign this into law Thursday afternoon, and there is more of a press conference signing of it today.
So everyone's going to want to know, when are we going to be getting the stimulus checks? When are we going to see these payments? You might want to be seeing it soon, next few days, next couple of weeks, stuff like that. But we have to wait to see what the Treasury Department says when they release their guidelines. Hello, everyone. Nick Rod here, while editing, and just wanted to throw in a quick note here since I do have it in front of me. Later on, after the recording of the episode, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki did give us a little update as to when these payments will start to make it into people's bank accounts, and I have the audio for that right here, and so I'll insert that now, and otherwise, enjoy the rest of the show.
Since the Treasury Department of Treasury, and the IRS are working hard to get relief payments out the door as fast as possible to the American people, people can expect to start seeing direct deposits hit their bank accounts as early as this weekend. This is, of course, just the first wave, but some people in the country will start seeing those direct deposits in their bank accounts this weekend, and payments to eligible Americans will continue throughout the course of the next several weeks.
As far as who gets them, it'll be going to those who are single and make less than $75,000 per year, a head of household who makes less than $112,500 per year, or if you're married and make less than $150,000 per year.
You want to pay attention to that, what Nick just told you, because they did change from the last two stimuluses. So millions of Americans who did get the last two may not qualify to get this stimulus because they lowered the threshold of who will qualify. So make sure you pay attention to that carefully before you're thinking, where's my stimulus? Well, you might not qualify on this go around.
And it's interesting that you speak of changes, because our next topic is a different change, just moving away from the direct amounts themselves. President Biden's name will not be on these stimulus checks. What does this mean? Well, in the last set of stimulus checks, President Trump put his name on the check. Well, President Biden will not be doing this. So what does this mean for you? Literally nothing. It doesn't make any difference either way.
President Trump got a lot of heat about lots of people saying adding his signature to the stimulus checks wasted more time. It slowed down the distribution of the checks. The Treasury Secretary at the time did deny that. Regardless, President Biden's signature will not be on the checks, like Nick just said. And he says his main priority is to get these checks out immediately as fast as possible, rather than potentially delaying any money from going out.
Moving forward, we want to take a look at the package in a broader spectrum and look at what the approval ratings for the package is around the country right now. So, as far as those who have been polled, 75% of Americans have supported the American Rescue Plan. 94% of Democrats support it. Independents had an approval rating of 77%, and 46% of Republicans approved.
Now, some frequently asked questions of this stimulus package that many people have been asking is, we've picked 5 different questions. I'll do the first one. So the first $10,200 of the 2020 unemployment income is tax-free. What do you do if you already paid your taxes? The simple answer to that is the Treasury Department will release guidance for what you should do if you're in that situation. Until then, just hold on tight. As soon as they release that guidance, we will let you know.
The next question we have is, does the stimulus go off of your 2019 or your 2020 tax return? The answer to this is that the stimulus is based off your adjusted gross income, or AGI, from either 2019 or 2020, based off which taxes the IRS has processed when the stimulus checks are issued.
How does the child tax credit work? A very popular question right now. So you will get $3,600 for children that are ages 0 to 5, and this does not attain the age of 6 by the end of the taxable year. $3,000 for children that are 6 to 17 years old, and that's also not attained the age of 6 through 17 by the end of the taxable year. And the child tax credit is only, let me emphasize that, only valid for 2021.
There are options as to how you can collect the child tax credit. You can get a lump sum when you file your 2021 taxes in 2022, or you can have your tax credit broken down monthly from July 2021 to December 2021.
Now, what if you have already filed your taxes and you want the child tax credit monthly? Same as the first question, just wait for the directives coming from the IRS, and as soon as they come out, we will let you know.
We now move away from the stimulus package, and we touch on some changes to nursing home guidelines that have been released. So, from now moving forward, visitations will be allowed even if you are not vaccinated. They can be indoors, and compassionate care is allowed. The only time there is no visitation allowed is if you are in quarantine or you have tested positive for COVID-19.
On to some rapid news. I'll go first. 3 more women have come forward with sexual harassment allegations against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo for a grand total of 7.
And over 17 million people watched Oprah's interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Alrighty, it's my favorite time of the day. Nick, tell me some good news.
All right, so this story comes out of Canada. And Canada.
Who doesn't love Canada?
Everybody loves Canada. But the story surrounds a 10-year-old boy who was diagnosed with autism when he was 2 years old. And part of the difficulties that he experienced because of that was difficulties with eating and drinking. Whenever he would get sick, he would stop eating and drinking entirely, and then he had to relearn how to do those things when he recovered. But he also had a very highly sensitive gag reflex. So most foods he just couldn't eat. He couldn't stomach them. The one thing that his mom found that he could stomach were these waffles, these maple cinnamon waffles from a company called Nature's Path. Well, the company discontinued the waffles, and this sent the mother into a bit of a panic, and she set up a GoFundMe to try and find the waffles all over, Canada and the US, and just look for anyone that might have them. So the story reached the company, and they first started out by doing a search of their own to get their hands on the last cases of the waffles that were left, which were found in Illinois. They were shipped up to Canada and hand delivered to the family by the company. Well, then they realized what would happen when those cases ran out. So what the company did was they spent a month reformatting the recipe to include ingredients that you could find at your everyday grocery store, and hand delivered that recipe to the family so that they could make the waffles at home.
Nick, that's actually, like, I don't know. It's a really good story, and it's like step after step after step of like big things. Like the company found out about it, sent them what they had left, and then spent a month recreating the recipe. Like they could have just stopped at, gave them the rest of their supply, but no, they wanted to go that extra mile to recreate the recipe to give it to them.
And the extra mile is huge. It's like you said, they didn't have to do that. And, not only did they do it, it took them a month. It took them a month of hard, dedicated work to actually figure out how to recreate that recipe using, grocery store available ingredients. That is huge.
And it's not just them testing the product, that's employees that they're paying to test it, try to make it that way it's exact. So they're paying for supplies to test it, they're paying their employees, which I'm sure test kitchen people aren't paid cheaply. And then for it to be expanded throughout a month, that's a pretty good deed.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely ranks up there, no doubt.
Very good news story, Nick. We will be back here Monday morning. Until then, make sure you follow us on all social medias, especially the Blind Boys Politics Twitter account, to catch all the latest 24-hour breaking news around the world. Because me and Nick always tweeting the breaking news, so you always know what's going on and you're never behind on the news. Follow us on our personal accounts to see what we're up to. See puppy pictures, because who doesn't want to see puppies?
And weird, nonsensical rants from me.
Well, get over yourself about that.
If any of you follow me on Twitter currently, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Get over it.
No.
Until then, have a good weekend. See you Monday.
Bye, guys.